Hi, my name is Bob Robinson. I'm an assistant professor of sociology and an academic advisor here in ADP at Mary Baldwin. In my roles, I've had the opportunity to meet and work with a wide variety and range of diverse students, both on the residential campus and in ADP. The diversity ranges with like race, class, gender, ethnicity, health, age, nationality, the occupations that you work in, religions, family, and social networks. So, in order to be a member of any community, organization, or group, one must conform to the culture and ideals of that group. These ideals may be different than what you have held or what are those in the larger society. When you're coming into Mary Baldwin College, you are entering into a community of scholars where teaching and learning are important components of the process. In order to learn, one must have an open mind to new ideas and possibilities. Education helps to expand one's consciousness. One of my favorite social philosophers and social psychologists, George Herbert Mead, talks about consciousness as the ability to take the attitude of the other, or the perspective of other people. This perspective gives the opportunity for an individual to consider what is expected from themselves in different social situations. So our consciousness grows as we expand the number of range of people we consider within our thoughts as we make decisions in our lives. It not only makes us more informed, but it also makes us more humane. Stereotypes stop consciousness from expanding because they run counter to trying to understand another's perspective. Everyone that is part of a group is still an individual and has unique characteristics. I enjoyed the side of sociology that makes us uncover more questions to ask about other individuals, groups, and how they fit in with the larger social structure, rather than stereotyping people into certain categories that are based upon assumptions rather than the reality of each individual's life and life circumstances. The Mary Baldwin community adheres to the notion that multiple perspectives from a diverse population only increases the strength and breadth of the knowledge that one can obtain. We appreciate and welcome everyone's perspective if that perspective also respects other people. We as an institution cannot be tolerant of intolerance because it runs counter to inclusivity. I would like to now read the inclusivity statement and introduction to the honor code as they appear in the academic catalog. So please turn and look at these, and they're in your packet as well too. Our commitment to inclusive community. We, the community of Mary Baldwin College, strive to celebrate humanity in all its wondrous and complex variation. Because we value diversity, it is our mission to sustain a community where all may flourish. We are safe to embrace our shared experiences and our differences. To this end, we treat all with respect and compassion. And then added to that is the honor code, and this is a preface to the honor pledge that you'll take in a few minutes. The Mary Baldwin College's honor system is based on three principles: integrity of one's word, respect for the property of others, and honesty in academic work. These standards are an integral part of life at Mary Baldwin. In becoming part of the Mary Baldwin community, each student and faculty member willingly assumes an obligation and a responsibility to uphold them. So, why do we have an honor code? As a sociologist, I first asked this question from an institutional level. Why is the honor code important for the institution? First off, it's important for you to show respect for the institution and for academia in general. Cheating is disrespectful and hurtful to the organization and everybody else within the organization. Second, if Mary Baldwin is seen as an institution that allows its students to cheat and plagiarize, the legitimacy of your degrees would be compromised and called into question by the larger society. Mary Baldwin exists within a larger society, so if you want your degree to mean something, Mary Baldwin must be seen as legitimate within academia as a whole and by your future employers. Since legitimacy is a social construction that must be gained, that takes a lot of work. Mary Baldwin must meet requirements that are set by outside accreditation agencies. So that's why the honor code is important for the institution of Mary Baldwin College, but it's also important for you as well too. First off, you need to know that if you get caught, you're probably going to get punished and possibly kicked out of the institution. Secondly, if you don't get caught, even in that situation, you're also still short shrifting yourself. you're hurting your own education and the learning process, which is also part of it. It's not all just about credentials. The final point I'd like to make ties in with plagiarism, because that's the most common form of honor code violation that goes on. And to me, as a professor, it really makes no sense for students to plagiarize. Your work is stronger when you cite work from other people, because it shows good scholarship. And again, plagiarism goes back to respect. I teach all of my students, cite, 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 everything that you can. Again, like I said, it shows good scholarship, but then also because in order to enter into the conversation with other scholars or any group, you need to be able to show respect for what has been accomplished prior to you entering the conversation. Because as George Herbert Mead explains, the society exists prior to the individual. And also, think about how difficult it is for you to write. It's difficult for me to write. It's difficult for most people to write. So we really do owe it to the people who have written before us and have taken and put so much effort into it. They deserve credit for what they've done, just like we feel like we deserve credit for whatever we do. And my last point, even if it's unintentional, plagiarism is still plagiarism. So be careful. So that's why I say cite, cite, cite. Whenever in doubt, cite it. Now I'm going to read the honor pledge. All of you should read it as well, and then sign one copy of it that you should have received in a packet from ADP, and then return it back to ADP House. Thank you. Believing in the principles of student government, I pledge myself to uphold the ideals and regulations of the Mary Baldwin College community. I recognize the principles of honor and cooperation as the basis of our life together. I shall endeavor faithfully to order my life accordingly. I will not lie, cheat, steal, plagiarize, or violate my pledge of confidentiality. I will encourage others to fulfill the ideals of the honor system and will meet my responsibility to the community by reporting incidents of honor offenses. I wish all of you well and good luck in your studies. Have fun while you stretch your mind and your horizons. Contact me if you ever want to talk about sociology or advising issues sometime. I enjoy the conversations and really enjoy talking about these ideas as much as possible with anyone who'll even take the time to talk with me. Thank you.